Hi, welcome back to Metal Rolls TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Matt Gibbons, and this lovely stranger, this tall drink of water with his belt open. What's going on there? This is Jeff Rappaport. He's actually the host, with his pants down. He hosts boners.
I do host boners on occasion. So in the news, Integrity.
Yes! I've heard of these guys.
They have a new album coming out.
They do.
That's what I wrote.
It's called Suicide Black Snake, which is kind
Speaking
of
of Black
bizarre.
Snakes.
Whoa, hey now. Which is a bizarre album title, but they have a history of bizarre album titles. So a little background on these guys, Jeff. I don't know if you're familiar. As you know, I like some hardcore music, not a lot. This full disclosure, they do happen to be my favorite of the hardcore bands, and the thing is, like, when you gotta understand, hardcore.
I thought it was Indecision.
It's not Indecision. When they came on the scene, they were pretty radical because, like, hardcore. A lot of you younger kids, what you know as hardcore today, what was birthed by like Hatebreed and bands like that, is not what hardcore was back in the day. It didn't have like the quasi death metal-y, growly vocals and the tough guy attitude, and the tattoos. Hardcore actually was very much an offshoot of punk, but it was mostly about straight edge, like about not doing drugs or drinking, and a lot of the bands didn't have tattoos. A lot of them were very clean cut, like Turning Point is a good example of a band, very clean cut looking kids, you know. Much more rooted in punk. Like the guitars were a bit more distorted and crunchy, but it wasn't very metal-like. It was still punky and short. And all of a sudden, Integrity came out on the scene, like in the late '80s, and they did have tattoos and shaved heads, and their lyrics were about Satan and the occult and all this devil stuff, and they had crazy guitar solos in it, and it was just like, it was really radical at the time. Like, what the fuck is this? What? They're very blatantly mixing heavy metal into their hardcore, so that's why they actually, a lot of, like, Jamie Jasta will credit Integrity as an influence, as somebody who kind of created metalcore, actually. Kind of that, like, if there was no Integrity, there would be no Hatebreed or All Out War or probably Rikers even, or any of the other bands we talked about. And that's one of the reasons why I like them. Also, I just enjoy their music. Bang Tango would not exist, definitely. I like the dark, the occult imagery they have in their songs and the crazy shit. And their lead singer, the only original member, DeWid, he spells it weird. DeWid, he spells it D-W-I-D. He's an interesting dude. He's all with this crazy occult shit, and he gives these really cryptic interviews, and now he lives in Belgium.
Would he like interviewing with us, or probably not?
I don't know if he would understand what we were doing, really. He'd probably be like, he would try to answer the question seriously. He'd be like, I did, in fact, love butter when I was smaller, because it kept me in touch with the dark one. Like, that's kind of the way he would answer it.
Okay.
But anyway, I love Integrity, so I'm looking forward to this. Nowadays, he's DeWid. He really, studio Integrity is really just him and this guy, Rob Orr, that does, he's like a multi-instrumentalist. And they kind of just on a file over the internet send their work back to each other and work out the albums. And then, live they have obviously a full line. They're playing Maryland Death Fest, in fact, which is one of the main reasons I wanted to go, but that just didn't work out very well.
I could never go again.
But yeah, so I'm looking forward to stuff. I liked the last album. They're onto some good stuff. Their heyday for me probably was what's kind of known as the classic lineup. The Melnick brothers were in the band and a lot of other stuff. Humidity's the Devil, great EP. Seasons in the Size of Days, great album. That's probably my favorite stuff, but I still like what they're doing, so I'll definitely check it out. So, how about that? Did you feel? Did you check Integrity out?
I didn't have a chance to.
What? All this build-up, you didn't even listen to it? You knew they were my favorite hardcore band?
Because it was like a last-minute thing to add it to it, because you had told me about the thing, so I added it at the last minute just so you could have the thing.
Cool. Well, I just had the podium pretty much, so.
I don't mean to take away from this clip at all. I did not listen to it, but I know Matt is very passionate about it.
Yes.
And that's why I brought it up. So don't get all hatey on me. I'm not a hardcore fan.
That's true. He's not,
I probably would have checked it out, but I had a really very busy week this week. I started a new job, and I didn't have a chance to look at this. So, but I will check it out now. Matt made it sound very appealing to me.
They're my favorite hardcore band by far. Like, if I could recommend one to anybody that's a metalhead and doesn't really care for hardcore much, that's who I would go with.
And now I want to interview the guy because he sounds fun.
He's interesting. He does a really odd interview.
We'll talk to him and Maynard Keenan in the same day.
Remember everything I just talked about him influencing, this whole generation of hardcore. somebody asked him that question. He's like, I don't really pay attention to things like that. Like that was his answer. I'm like, all right, well.
Okay, he sounds fun.
Yeah. So I can't remember what the release.
Think he'd be able to spell armadillo if we had him here.
Definitely he would. He's an intelligent guy. Definitely. I didn't see. You usually have the information. I don't have the release date. I don't know what it is. There might not be one actually. Oh, you know what? It's June sometime. It is. I think.
It's okay. It doesn't matter.
Shit. I'm sorry.
You can Google it and find
I'm
it.
sorry about what a big Integrity fan is. I don't even.
Let's
know
put it this way.
I'm
You
asking.
just Googled. You just Googled probably the band.
Suicide Black Snake. Is
Right.
the
You just probably Googled it, and that's probably how you found this clip in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you Google it again, you'll find something that has a
Soon.
date.
It's real soon.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna buy it. So, whatever.
And that's what Matt has on Integrity.
That's what I have on Integrity. Jeff has nothing on it at all.
I have nothing. So my belt was falling off.
Yeah,
in the
something's
beginning
going
of
on.
the
It's
video.
pretty crazy.
I'm getting
I don't know
comfortable.
what DeWitt would say about that. I don't know if he likes belts off or not. I have no idea.
Ask him.
DeWitt, what do you think? Weigh in.
Let's ask him a couple questions if he'll answer them on our YouTube page. Just in case he happens to look this.
Okay, what do you think? I don't
You-
have one offhand.
You know the guy.
I don't know him. Like,
You guys are good friends with him.
Like I said, he's very kind of mysterious. He doesn't do a lot of interviews, so I don't know much about him at all. I know their albums. Oh, was the album? They have an album that's called like "Stolen Breath Lung Cunt," and it's like all one word.
Right?
Is that about somebody? Is that about my mom? That's my question. That's one question.
My question is for you is toothpaste. How many times a day do you brush your teeth? Some people like they brush your teeth in the morning.
I'm kind of a once a day guy. I really don't do it more than that. It's just the way it is.
I like to try and do it. You know what
'Cause
happens?
I usually eat my breakfast on the go, so I can't really do it before I leave the house. Otherwise, my granola bar tastes like toothpaste.
You don't brush your teeth in the morning?
Nah, before I go to bed.
Really? I usually do in the morning. I get up. I take my shower. It's like the whole ritual. I get everything clean, my body clean, my hair clean.
See, I usually bathe at night rather than in the morning too.
But yeah, you said, and then. But at night, I always mean to brush my teeth before I go to bed. But then I'm like, I'm too tired.
Yeah.
I don't want to wake up, because it'll wake me
Right.
up. I'm like, and then I get toothpaste on me and start splashing water on my face. Next thing you know, I'm like,
Well,
I'm up for another half hour.
if I don't do it at night because I'm too tired or whatever, I do it in the morning then, whether I'm gonna eat just let my breakfast be spoiled. So that's me.
Okay.
So what about other Integrity fans that are going to comment on this?
Yeah. How do you
guys brush?
Yeah.
So,
And do you floss?
Gatorade or Powerade?
Do you floss? You didn't answer
Me?
that. Yeah.
Oh, you're asking me? No, I don't usually.
I'm a good flosser.
I'm like OCD-ish though, so I toothpick vehemently.
Oh.
I'm very like, I just jab that shit in there.
I'm very good with the flossing.
I don't like flossing because I had like, at one point I had a tooth that had like a little, like a spur on it kind of, like a calcium, and it would split the floss in like lengthwise, and it irritated me, so I stopped flossing with it.
Oh, that's a good reason to get it out.
Yeah, I was like, fuck that noise, I don't like it.
If I could just take the tooth out, it would be easier.
I don't want to take it out. It's a good tooth. I actually think I have a tooth that needs to be pulled in the back here. But I actually have I don't have that many teeth because I had 8 of them pulled when I was 19.
Why?
Because I was bored. I was like, pull out these 8 teeth.
Oh, okay.
Well, no, I got braces.
Oh, to make the
And
space.
they pulled out, well, they took out my wisdom teeth. So that's 4 right there. And then 4 other bicuspids. So I actually have, whatever the maximum amount of teeth an adult is supposed to have in their mouth, I have 8 less than that.
I had a Chevy Vega take out a bunch of my teeth.
Yes, not your choice.
And a tree. Chevy Vega and a tree, they got together and they got into a little kissing session and
said, "You know
knocked
what?
my teeth out while we were there.
You're not going to have a choice in this. We're just going to take them out.
They did. And I was like, oh, thanks.
Appreciate it, douche.
I guess that's what we have on integrity.
That's it,
And we don't have any.
I love, there's no integrity to this show, but I love the band. Looking forward to it. Going to buy the album for sure. This is like I say, I very rarely say this, but this is an absolute must purchase. I'm going to buy it definitely.
Wow.
Yeah. Love this band. Hi, DeWitt.